I'll just take the cue from you that when she said that about the book. First, I would like to congratulate Sandeep. It's a brilliant effort by a tourist because parks get a lot of VIP tourists, and not many people end up writing a beautiful book like that. Congratulations for that. And when you said that the park tigers are like vicious predators, and if you go to parks, these tigers in the tourism area are actually tiger ambassadors. And the way people go around and the way the gypsy traffic is there in parks, and many of the tigers have become so much accustomed to people and cameras that you'll end up seeing a tiger sitting right in front of your car with its back to you. So there's no point in taking any picture, any photography, but it was beautiful to see in your book that you had very good front pictures of the tiger. So that's quite unique for a, I'm not sure if you're a professional photographer, no. But
none of the photograph is taken by me. It's all the photographs taken by my wife. Yeah.
Yeah, even then, the brilliant front-facing photograph. That's very rare in a park. These park tigers are like very shy, and they'll come and sit with their back to you. And as far as she was talking about her first experience, it was, maybe I can pass on to Sandeep now, and I'll tell my experience later.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you, Rita Di, for let me know many things about me, and thank you all for joining us this evening. See, my first experience was spotting tiger when you used to pay in Jogi Mahal and used to stay in Ranthambore. It was in Ranthambore only. It was early 1990s when I spent 2 nights in Jogi Mahal and 2 nights in Jhumar Baudi that time. And at Jogi Mahal, virtually we used to hear that when you are in Jogi Mahal, tiger crosses you and you can hear the noise of the tiger in the Jogi Mahal. But when I got up early in the morning and I was just thinking all these stories are right on, and saw the tigress with the cub just crossed the front banyan tree of Jogi Mahal, which is the second largest banyan tree in the world. First is in Calcutta and second is that. They sat there and they were sitting there for almost like 40 minutes or so. But I didn't have camera that time. I was not able to click the mother and the cub, but that was my first sighting. And the same trip I sighted 2 more tigers from Jhumar Baudi, that also from the balcony of the Jhumar Baudi. Because that time in those areas, still now many times the tiger, they said T44 and T41, they crossed that area and come to T17 Sundari, which is missing now. She often used to come with the cubs near Jogi Mahal because there, but now you can't stay in Jogi Mahal. So that was my first sighting of tiger.
Well, to take it further, we had such brilliant time in Ranthambore in 2005.
Okay.
When the Sariska thing happened and the whistle was blown on Sariska that there are no tigers left in Sariska. So a special committee was formed by the Chief Minister and she was a member of that committee, and a special tiger estimation was to be done in the Ranthambore Tiger Reserve. And the entire WPSI team was in Ranthambore. I was the team leader of that team, and I was put in Lahapur Basin in the Lahapur Old Rest House and on a beaten up motorcycle. And we had the park to ourselves for, what, 3 weeks? And we just walked through the park, counted tigers, did an amazing thing. It was one most wonderful time in my life.
It is a proven fact that
yeah.
It is a proven fact that all these NGOs, either they are statistics and details, either in Ranthambore or anywhere, is much better than the government. Like this NGO, Tiger Watch, which Fateh Singh Ji has established in Ranthambore. Now their tiger records and their tiger statistics is even better than the Forest Department's tiger statistics. Because, for example, the last time the one tigress has, if you say just before 3 months, there were papers that they found a tigress died in Ranthambore forest, and they saw the tiger who killed the tigers, and in web camera there was a tigress who has been killed and the tiger who has killed the tiger and went. But the Forest Department didn't have clue from which are the 2 tigers, because they have numbered all the tigers, and they don't have the clue either the died tigress and the tigress who killed the tigress. So as usual they said it's a territory war or it's something like that. And it was Dharmendra Khandal who said that this is the same tigress which we have clicked before 5 years, and he has proved that, see, the stripes of this tigress and the tigress which is killed, the stripes of this type is matching. And after 2 months government has accepted, this is the same tigress. And same thing like I mentioned in my book about that tiger Mohan. Yeah. Now, Mohan has been, after 9 years, somebody has spotted him in Ranthambore. And there's a gentleman called Mr. Godha in Jaipur who supposedly, he recognized all the Ranthambore tigers. Nobody find a clue of that tiger, this is what I have been told. And then the pictures of that tiger has been sent to Mr. Godha. And Mr. Godha said, this is the tiger which you have sent before 7 years to Bandhavgarh or somewhere like that. He has walked through and now it's come back to Ranthambore. So it's quite interesting. As far as photos is concerned and what you said in the starting that, I do agree that, taking wireless and going for tigers is not right. But when this book is basically, idea of the book has come when I finished this tour. Because I thought I spotted 13 tigers. In fact, the photographs which is clicked by Manji was all from very basic camera. There was no professional camera is used or no lenses. It's just a basic camera. And coming back to the point of, this tigers which is, you said missing and you don't find it. This Sundari tiger who's now missing, when we went to Ranthambore, basically because Manji wanted to see the tiger cubs and he wanted to see T17 and the 3 cubs. And when we have sighted we tried a lot to sight her, and we are not able to sight that tiger. We spotted another 6 tigers, but not Sundari and the cubs. If you read the book, you'll see, I mentioned the whole incident in that. And then by chance, we were just going in the pay and say, hey, Sundari and 3 cubs. They were walking through, from the Kala Pahad and getting down. And we have spotted, because about Sundari, the news has been printed in the dailies that Sundari and cubs are missing from last 2 months because there's not a single tourist sighting has been done before 2 months the day we spotted her. So you can say sort of we were lucky that we wanted to see the cubs.
Last area? Sundari's last area?
Last area was Pili Ghati. And now again Sundari is missing with no clue, we spotted her with 3 cubs. After 2 months it was the first tourist sighting. And again there are the cubs and Sundari is missing. It's almost 2 months now she is not traceable at all.
Not even in Savai Mansingh, Kela Devi, nowhere?
No, at least the official, now the park is closed, but till the park was closed, it's not found.
Can I just say, isn't it amazing? We're sitting here in Kolkata discussing an individual tigress in Rajasthan and her family of 3 cubs as though, I think it's just wonderful.
We know them intimately.
Yeah. That tigers have reached that sort of peak that we can actually sit down and care and love and worry about a family like that. For me, that's a great success for tigers. I think it's fabulous.
Yeah, that's the point that I tried to make in the beginning when I said that the tigers, those tourism area tigers were ambassadors for rest of the tigers because they have made the tiger community so popular. Tiger it's a hero now. You ask any school kid, any Indian, and they would know everything about tigers. Everybody just loves tigers. It's just because of that.
Not everybody, there's so much poaching.
Yeah, apart from that, those are hardcore criminals. You can't convert them. But the average Indians, and so that's why there is so much of pressure in favor of tigers on the politicians.